women expect guys to be a lot smarter.
You do that
no, I
too?
get that.
Hey guys, so in today's video we are going to be doing something different. As you can see, I have my earphones on. This is like a completely change of things. So in today's video I am filming with some of my friends, my guy friends, over Zoom, and I am going to be asking them questions that girls are too afraid to ask them. If you want to know who they are, what the questions are, and how they answer, then just keep watching. Okay, so today I'm going to be asking you questions that the girls have asked me. And you need to answer sincerely, honest. There's no right or wrong answer, okay? And as I said, if there's something you don't feel comfortable with, feel free to not answer. You don't need to. Like, this is a safe place. We love you all. Like, maybe like introduce yourself a little bit. Who are you and like what you do? And
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm 24 years old. I'm a ex-student like most people. I like long walks on the beach and partying hard.
I'm Zach. I'm 19. I'm a current student. I also like long walks on the beach.
I'm Owen. I'm 22. Funny enough, I do really like long walks on the beach, and I'm a water sport instructor. Yeah, coming at you.
Hello, I'm Billy. I'm 22. I'm in my final year at Huddersfield doing drama.
I'm Ronan. I'm 21 from Scotland, and I'm a dropout. And I basically stream and I like games. So hi.
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm 18. I'm a current student, and I like watching people walk on the beach.
Thank God you finished that.
Really gets me going.
are you guys ready for the questions?
Go on.
Yeah.
Why are you all crazy about cars?
Because I can
Can I-
drive.
can I
Why are
send
you
a
crazy?
Can I send a reverse question? Why do women love clothes?
Yeah, reverse question. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, yeah.
That's
That's not how this is meant to work.
Well, this is how we're doing it, Jay.
This is our
This is how it's happening.
What do you think about a girl that likes games? Like gamer girls, but like
They
no,
can
like
exist.
Need more of them.
Solid.
Where are they?
A rare breed.
I've been playing games for the last 10 years and I haven't found one. What do you mean?
You've been playing games with me.
Oh,
Like
it depends
gaming.
on
We need
Yeah.
more of them. They're a rare breed.
Yeah.
We need
We
depends
need
on the
more.
game though. If they love video games, but the video game they love is League of Legends.
Oh, bro, do not diss
Oh,
my
yeah,
League of
yeah.
Legends like that, bro.
We're going there. We're dissing League
Oh,
of
my
Legends.
heart.
No.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. I like women with
No, it's a trash
taste.
game. League of Legends. Yeah, to be fair.
Women with taste.
League of Legends is trash.
When we say gamer girls, we don't mean like playing on the Switch and playing Animal Crossing. We mean like gamer people. Like
no,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
No, no,
PlayStation,
Like
Xbox,
Minecraft.
good,
yeah,
good stuff.
PlayStation,
No.
Xbox.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
not just like,
What?
I game on my Nintendo Switch and play Animal Crossing for 10 hours a day. No, shut up.
It's like, yes, yes, you can play Animal Crossing. You're allowed to, but I don't. I don't play
I don't play that.
play games with me. The problem with like girls and gamers and stuff is you get like those toxic males that are like, oh, it's a gamer girl.
Yeah.
Ugh, look at me, and it just
Yeah.
ruins
Yeah,
it. for
yeah.
girls. So it's just
Really
like,
the whole experience.
Girls don't belong in video
yeah, it's
games.
just like there's a small minority of guys in the gaming community that are just straight toxic, and it ruins it for the rest of the guys.
100%.
Who are like,
Yeah.
I want to just.
But they're also the type of people who they go on the internet and they're like, women don't belong in video games. Shoo, be gone with you. And it's like they're the also kinds of people who then sit at home afterwards and it's like, why won't girls like me?
Yeah.
literally.
What is with the ghosting? Why do you ghost people?
I
What-
personally don't. I
I
don't.
don't. This,
It's
I
not
don't-
how it works, Owen.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
I was gonna say,
I'm
I
tell you
don't
a story,
really ghost
right? My
people.
Tinder account, I matched, right, with like 15, 16 girls. Only one of them has ever messaged me first. Only one. Every other one I've messaged first, and then they just either haven't responded or they've responded, and then I've responded to them, and they just haven't responded back. So I want to reverse that question. That's like, I don't ghost people. That's weird.
I don't really think any of us here do it, but for the wider reason of why do guys do it, probably for the same reason girls do, because they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. Maybe they just don't like
Brutally
you.
honest.
But is it not easier to tell the girl that you don't like,
I mean,
hey,
what?
I'm not interested in you?
It's a
Well,
lot
it's-
easier
like-
to just turn the phone off.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, it's for the same reason girls do it.
So
I
have you
don't
been
tend
ghosted
to
before?
ghost people.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
yes.
But-
think there's a man
Oh,
alive on the internet who
Many a
hasn't.
time,
Mm.
yeah.
I've been ghosted twice. It's like the shame. The shame.
Only twice?
I must be doing
Only
something
twice?
seriously wrong.
Can you feel when a girl is feeling insecure?
No. I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I like. For me, it's
that-
just so
that-
black
that-
and white. It's like, if you're insecure, tell me, and I will help you.
think so. I think
what
so.
circumstance are you talking about?
I think I'm quite used to if like someone's anxious, but that's kind
No,
of
I
a
agree with
different
Billy
kettle
on
of
that,
fish.
yeah.
It's like it's reckoning the side. The girls have like, not all girls obviously, but there's like girls are complicated coded people. And when you start to recognize the code, I'm fine, she's not fine. She's not fine at all. No, it don't matter, it's all right. That's a big no-no. What do you want? I don't know. Can you just pick? You've just got to pick straight away. Otherwise, it's just, you know, there's just little things that you start to pick up, and it's like, why don't you just tell us in the first place? If you're not fine, tell me. I'd rather you that than me have. Because then you get the things like, I'm fine. And then they finally go, well, you know what?
It's
Actually,
like-
and then it's like someone's just gone bang.
They'll,
and
they'll
go,
be insecure sitting in a
You're
group
like-
of people being like, oh, like twitching or doing all that. And then I'll just be like, oh,
Yeah.
they seem fine. And then they'll just like, they'll send me a message saying, I'm not happy. And I'm like, then why didn't you just like say that earlier when
Just say it.
it started? So then we could have like done something about it. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Maybe there's like there's a bit in between that where it's like maybe they do want to maybe they don't want to make a fuss because they look like you're having a good time or something, or there's something in between that bit where it's just like it's a lot easier for lads just for you to go, no, I'm not again. Like say I fell out with my mate, I'd just go up and I'd be like, oh look mate, I feel like we've had a bit of fallout,
Yeah.
maybe in a different way of talking, but you know, what's up, sort it, move on.
Yeah, I think it's because
Like,
they've got this
so
like,
easier.
like you mentioned, like a lot of girls are like they don't want to ruin our day. Like if they look like we're having a good day, they don't want to come up to us. Like, oh, it's so sad. It's just like just do it. I mean, just do it. We don't mind. We're down.
Do it.
But
Do it.
Ruin my day. Because what ends up happening
End
is
me.
my day is ruined by when it comes home and then there's a blazing argument because
Yeah.
of
And
that.
then
You're
that's when it ruins the day. Yeah.
being
Yeah.
being able to tell whether a girl's insecure, I feel it's something that men have to learn by being around women who are in positions where they're comfortable enough with that guy to not
Yeah.
put huge amounts of effort into hiding it. I think I can tell when girls are insecure, but that's because I had a girlfriend who was very insecure, and it took me, I couldn't tell the signs of what she looked like when she was insecure, how she acted, etc. Until like I'd known her for months already, because she stopped putting up a big wall of pretending that she was fine. So then when we were in public situations and she was trying to act like she was, because I knew the signs, because I'd actually learned the signs, I was able to tell. But if you're a guy who hasn't had a situation like that, you don't have anything to teach you what to be looking for.
There needs to be like a Bible of girl code for lads to read.
The lad Bible.
You know what I mean?
A Dummy's Guide to Girls, lads edition.
Yeah, literally.
That's what you
literally.
need.
I think as well is because like girls like expect the guy to notice. I'm expecting this person to notice, this man or this boy or guy, whatever, because he cares about me and he pays attention. But I think like
Mate,
sometimes we don't
If there's a
really
pigeon
know.
over in the corner, I'm looking at the pigeon half the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so quickly distracted.
It's like it's that whole thing, right? It's
It's not on the wall.
yeah, it's literally if you want him to notice you're insecure, tell him you're insecure and he will help you. But
Yeah,
like if you
because-
don't, he'll be looking like Billy says, he'll be looking at the window at the pigeon that's just flown past and thinking, ah, pigeon.
A guy just being able to tell, it relies on so many things. It
Yeah.
relies on them already knowing how you act when you're upset or insecure. It relies on them knowing how you act when you're not. It relies on them taking in the context cues of the situation that you're in for why you might be insecure.
It's gonna be so interesting to see this and like the girls seeing this, because I think like as I said, we expect, and you guys don't know that we expect.
Yeah.
It relies. Women expect guys to be a lot smarter than we are.
What do you think about long distance relationships?
I'm not a
I
big
think
fan.
about them. I've pretty much been in one with COVID. It sucks. It does suck. The way I look at it is I'm either going to be with that person in the same distance and still talking, or I'm not going to be with them, not talking and the same distance. So I think when you look at it like that, yeah, it's hard and stuff. and it sucks. But it's one of them. It's like I'm either going to be with them and talking, or not with them, still same distance and just not talking. Zoom's not the same, obviously. If you can stick it out, then it's brilliant. Makes you a lot stronger. It is
If you
hard.
start a relationship online, right? So like obviously COVID's happened for the year. Pretty much everyone's been online, more or less. If you've started a relationship online, it's easier to maintain that relationship long distance because that's how you start. You're used to that. But when you go from having like the physical connection to no connection other than Zoom, it's like
Yeah. Especially when because it was like every day, because we lived with each other at uni, so it was like every day to then nothing, which was very like, you almost become two people, like when two become one. No, but like you have your little life, and then obviously you come out and you have your own little life outside of that. But you're used to having that time there, and it's a bit of one where you're like, oh, I don't have to sit and listen about the new RuPaul Drag Race anymore, which, you know, at first you're a bit like, peace and quiet, wow. But then after a while, you're actually just a bit like, it would just be nice to just hear you chat absolute shit.
It requires a lot of trust. I mean, I feel like it would actually be easier at the moment because you both know that the other one isn't going out and meeting new people and all of that jazz. But in normal times, I feel like it takes a lot of trust. You need to like trust the person completely, and that happens with both ways, because both people in that relationship, they just have the opportunity to be off doing their own thing with other people without the other one ever really knowing.
So like you might know, you might fully trust the person you're with, but then the person you're with might be just hanging out with friends, and one of those friends is like, oh, I want to get with you, and then they might make advances on them, and you're like, I trust my girlfriend, or in my case it'd be my girlfriend, to not do anything with them, but I don't trust the guy to not then come. So it's like it's hard. It's hard,
but if you make it work on both sides and you're just honest, like if you are speaking to someone, not in like a thingy way, just bring it up in conversation, not in like a weird way, just being like, oh, I made a new friend today. I made a new friend at school today, mum. But do you know what I mean? Just like if you're deliberately hiding stuff, then there's something wrong. But if stuff like naturally comes up and you're like, oh, I made a new mate. Because I'm quite lucky, my girlfriend don't mind if it's a boy or a girl that I chat to, because for me it's just a friend. But I know for some people that could be quite hard, and it's just being honest, isn't it?
Do you guys see Valentine's Day as a big deal like girls do?
I hate it. Worst holiday of the
Every
year.
day should be Valentine's
Day. Exactly. Ronan gets it.
Like,
if I am with you, if I'm a partner with you, that should be enough. Be like if I'm telling you every day that I love you, right? Why do you need a special day of the year to tell me that I extra love you or something? It doesn't make sense in my head.
Like, I extra love you.
I extra. It's like, no, that's what birthdays are for. That's what Christmas is for getting presents. You don't need Valentine's Day too.
When I actually have a partner, it's a big deal, and it's like it's not just a big deal because it's a big deal for them. It's like when I have a partner, it's like, wow, I can actually use this holiday. I can actually celebrate this. It's like when I'm single, it's like it's just another day.
I'll make effort to do stuff, and this one made effort to send stuff across, and then I got a card back, and then she was really worried because I sent her all this stuff, and she's like, I've not done you enough. And I was like, I not in a horrible way, I was like, I don't really want a card anyway. Not that I don't, like I've got it, and I was like, that's really nice, but I was there like, I don't mind. If you just text me Happy Valentine's Day, I'd be sound cool.
Why guys don't ask the girls out?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't even realize.
I reckon it would actually be nice not to be asked. I don't want to be taken out. You have to get down on one knee for me. But like, if a girl actually went, if like I would, I don't know how I would describe it. I would really appreciate, or if like, I would rate it if the girl had confidence to go, I like you. It doesn't all have to be like one-sided, where it's like you get toxic masculinity, where it's like, I'm the man, I've got rid of it. I'm just a bit like, you know what? It's a two-way thing, and it'd actually be quite nice if a girl was like, oh yeah, I do like you. Do you like me?
Would you prefer that a girl ask you out?
Maybe not.
No, it's not that I prefer
Yeah,
it.
take the stress away.
It would take the stress away. It's
Because
not that I prefer it. It's more
I feel
just
like
that they don't tell you whether they like you before.
Yeah,
you
I feel like, especially in today's society, because it's like men and women, they socialize a lot more. I think it's hard to tell. I think men are scared of having picked up the wrong signals.
But I think it's like, so do girls, because like for me, for example, when I'm talking to a guy, right, and I know my friends and I know like our friends that do this. They're not sure if it's just like friendly banter or it's just like actual like flirting or actual, like
I can see
signals.
that.
I think the general overarching reason for why guys don't ask girls out is fear, basically. Because if you're getting on really well with a girl and you don't know whether you actually have a connection or whether it is just being friends, as a guy, if I'm really good friends with a girl and I can't tell whether it's could be romantic or not, and I take the leap to ask her out, as soon as I've done that, if I turn out to be wrong, it is just friendship. Now she knows that I like her, and that does change the dynamic.
Yeah, it does.
I've seen
That's
it hasn't
happened to me before.
it hasn't happened to me, but it did happen to one of my best friends. There was a girl in our friend group at school, and he liked her. He asked her out, and then she was like, "I don't want to be giving these wrong impressions anymore," and she started acting differently towards him.
Well, personally, for me, I would just don't know about any of you guys, but I would prefer the lassie to tell me 100% honest opinion about what they think of me. As what they see me as a friend or as a possible future person or whatnot. But
Right, just a quick note. Lassie means girl.
Yes.
For anyone watching.
yes.
But I think like as well for girls is like if we tell you that we kind of like you or we think you're handsome or cute or whatever, then if you don't like us back, then that changes the whole dynamic and maybe like we have something cool going on and then it changes because you guys act weird.
When you say like, oh, and we call a guy handsome or good looking or whatnot, you call every guy you see on the internet handsome or good looking. Literally, I will see girls scrolling through Instagram, they'll see a model and go, oh, he's good looking. How am I supposed to like tell the difference between that and you calling me good looking?
Exhibit A and Exhibit B.
Like, because either right, you don't think I'm good looking and you're just saying that to make me feel better about myself, which is very patronising, or you're saying I'm looking good as a model, which just isn't true. So now you're a liar.
I'm not a model and I know it, so don't pretend.
Yeah, exactly. Don't pretend.
Also, I don't know whether it's a me thing, but I kind of don't associate a girl just telling me that I look good with her actually being interested in me.
My mum tells me I look good, but she's been, she's been lying for 12 years.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
What is the line then there? Because like obviously I love you, right? And I can tell you like, oh, you look so good today, blah blah, and I know we're friends. But like for example, if I want to tell this to a guy that I like, what should I do so he knows that it's not friendship?
Honest. Tell him. Just tell him that.
I mean, if you're wanting to do it through the compliments route, I think it kind of depends on how you give compliments to other people. Like, for example, if you liked me and you were trying to tell me that through compliments, but then you were also always complimenting Zach and Owen and Rowan and stuff, then it becomes it's just Paula being Paula. But if you like didn't compliment other people and then you were like, Chris, I really like this about you, I really like that about you, and you never you didn't very often compliment other people unless it was like a big deal to, then I would probably catch on
it
that.
It could get a bit creepy.
It's like if I liked Paula and like she came on the call and I was like, oh, Paula, your hair looks really good today. But I didn't say that stuff to any other girl who ever joined the call. It's like that. It's like it would be special to Paula, which is why I'd expect it to sort of send the message.
I think to be noticed. You're giving out all your moves. You're giving out all your moves, mate.
The thing is as well, when you give out regular compliments to just people saying, oh yeah, look good today, just as a friendship, that's fine. You can do that. But then when you're complimenting the person you like, the tip I would have is to make it personal to them, if that makes sense. So if someone like works out at the gym a lot, right, and you see a recent Instagram post of them that you think's kind of hot, you'd be like, so you're working out at the gym today, yeah? You know, something, I don't know, weird about you know what I mean? Like, but make it personal to their lives, right? So with Chris, you'd be like, oh, Chris, I see you standing there in the swamp today. You're looking kind of good.
Looking quite dapper.
Looking quite dapper, exactly. So just like make it personal to the person and based off something in their life that you've spoken to them about, maybe.
Why guys take so long to respond?
Video games.
Video games.
Yeah,
because
video games.
videos with YouTube is about what questions girls ask all the time. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty fast responder, just because if I'm doing anything and my phone goes off, it gets my attention. I'm like that, and then if I don't, I'll forget. So I'm either thinking I'm quite decent, or I don't reply for an absolute about 4 hours because I've just distracted myself with the pigeon outside. I get distracted and then I forget, and then I'm like, I'll do it with my girlfriend. I'll be sat there doing work, and I look at him and say like, you know what? She's not replied to me in ages. What the hell is she doing? Look on it, it's me that's not replied to her.
Something I've noticed that I do kind of subconsciously is if I see I have a message from somebody and I don't have anything to respond to it, I don't look at it until I'm actually ready to reply. Usually, if I'm asked like a question, I'll just reply straight away because I have an answer. But if it's like kind of something that could end the conversation, I look at it and it's like I'm not gonna even look at that, because if I look at it, it tells you that I've seen it.
There's sometimes I'm waiting for a response from a girl. I've waited like 40 minutes for a response, and she's busy, she's doing her own thing, whatever. but then I get that response, and I'm like playing my games. I see it pop up on my phone down there. I'm like, I'll give it 5 minutes so I don't look desperate, type thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to like
Yes,
look
yes,
and relax.
yes, yes, yes.
You do
No, I
that
get
too?
that.
Yeah,
I can't speak currently, obviously, but before, you don't want to seem too desperate. If you're chatting to,
you don't.
you're chatting to a lass, you're like,
chill,
she's
relax.
she's banging. You
I find
seem
one of
too
the-
keen.
Like one of the best ways of telling that like it's actually interested is when you reply. Look, you message them, then they reply quickly, then you reply quickly, then they reply quickly, and it just keeps going on like that. I think it shows that they're the priority.
Try
I've
not
never
to
got
do
that.
it, But when I have,
To be honest, no, I'm too busy playing games.
We love you, Jake.
when I have replied fast or whatnot, people think I'm and stuff like they think it's not attractive or some sort. So I try not to do that, but they take the piss and not answer back, or just take too long or whatnot. So I've not done that in ages.
Personally, not replying back because you don't want to seem desperate, I find that to be incomprehensibly stupid.
Chris, are you trying to say that all men are desperate, so you should just be desperate for the sake?
I mean, it applies for guys and girls. It's like, oh, I don't want to come across as desperate, and it's like, to be honest, if you reply quickly, then it shows that you're actually interested.
I think there's some like anxiety there as well of such, where it's like I'll reply and then theirs might be a bit longer than mine, and then there's that space of in between it, which is not their fault at all. Absolutely not. Where you kind of build up in your head this little scenario that's happening, then you have to remind yourself that you're just being an absolute idiot.
But I think that's the same
like,
for women as well. Like, we don't text back like immediately because you guys take so long that we're like, you know what? Now you're gonna wait. But then if I send you a message and you don't like answer straight away, I know that you're busy. And I know that you don't have to answer like straight away. But in my head, my anxiety is just creating not me. All girls, or like the majority of girls, I just creating this as serious like, oh my god, he doesn't like me. Oh my god, what did I do? Did I do anything wrong? Oh my, do you know what I mean?
I think what's happened is, right, you got the boys doing this thing, and then the girls doing this thing, and then because the girls are like, I don't know if he likes me, and then I'll give him 5 minutes because I want to seem desperate. The boys are like, I don't know if she likes me. I'll come. So then your conversations end up spanning over an hour after like 6 sentences or something.
I think that there's like a misconception that boys don't get similar or get, I don't know, not relationship as such at this stage, but like don't get that anxiety that girls do. And of course they do. Like they're having the exact same thing. Maybe we're just not as open about it, which is like a very big stigma at the minute, I think. And I try to be, but it's very hard at the same time because it's like don't really want to deal with that. So just kind of go, it's all right, stick that over there for a bit. Yeah, girls might forget that boys do have that as well.
Do you guys talk about girls like who'd you have sex with, who'd you like, that sort of thing?
It's obvious who we're having sex with, usually our partner.
I think if we were close, really close, as like a friendship group, then I think we probably would, but not to like an extreme extent.
Yeah, so we just say how great this person is. And
I'd only do it really if I was asked or if I was like serious about it. Like if I liked a girl to the point I wanted to get it off my chest, I would talk about it. It's like, it's not the type of thing where the rest of the guys would be like, oh my god, well, tell me everything.
The only time a guy would be like, the only time guys sort of find out about each other's sexual experiences is during a drinking game. It's like, never have I ever done doggy or something, and that's how we find out about like each other's like. But if you know, other than that,
actively go searching for the answers.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get grossed out about periods?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Never really.
The tampons one. I saw a video on TikTok of this girl putting a tampon inside like a Coke bottle, and she opened it, and that expands like mad. I didn't realize how much it expanded.
Yeah.
That's what you need to deal with?
I grew up with two sisters from a very young age, so it's something I've just been. It's just natural. I think boys that are like, that's great. It's like, grow up.
If you have a girl over and then like all of a sudden like it comes on her period, what would you do?
Oh, nothing. Just let her deal with it.
Yes.
Unless she asks for help.
It depends. I've had
Otherwise, I'd let her deal with it. Because it's not my place to go. Let's have a.
It's just like, what do you want me to do? Put that out for you?
What
I
do you want me to do? Allen wrenches.
I don't know.
Get the schematics. Let's have a
Yeah,
look.
it's just like.
I've heard it before, and I was like, oh, pop down to the shop because you was getting really bad stomach cramps. So I was like, I'll go to the shop, get you some bits, what do you want, and move on.
Why don't you like sharing your emotions?
I love sharing my emotions.
Love sharing emotions.
I have a theory.
Okay, you go.
It stems from trust. I was very open about everything to my ex, and when things happened, I'm not going to get into details. It was trust that was broken, and I lost all trust in pretty much everyone, and I could not show my emotions. It's only taken me to now to actually kind of open myself up. Revealing emotions is quite hard if you've been broken before. To reveal yourself, to bloom again, it's quite a difficult thing to do. So a lot of men who have been hurt before just go, nah, I don't want to show off that much.
I think there's a little element of like school comes into this. For me, I'm speaking just from my experience. When I was 14, 15, I was still acting the same in terms of like trying to get a relationship as I am sort of now, right? Like, I'm just sort of being myself and then, whatnot. Whereas when I was 14, 15, I hadn't, like Owen said, I hadn't like been with anyone before. So I was just open completely about my emotions. And I'm not sure this is like, but the girl that was sort of there sort of just took that and then threw it away as like a joke, like a funny joke.
Yeah,
and because it's like a schoolgirl thing, schoolgirls just, but that's the sort of stuff that hurts a guy that then sticks with them to like our ages now.
I find it quite hard to understand them. I think with like ADHD as well, it's very drastic with some of the stuff. So it's also not that I don't want to share it. One, I get very guilty when I do share it because I'm like, this is a lot just to dump on you. I'm very sorry. It's not that you don't care. It's like, that's not your fault. You don't need to thingy with it. I'm very selective as well, because like I was saying before, I have to really trust someone. But half the time, I'm still trying to process it. I don't know myself. How can I tell you? Sometimes that's like, I'd say that to my girlfriend. She's like, that's enough. That's all you need to tell me. I'm like, sick, cool. Half the time, I'm just like, can I just get on and watch a film or just do something instead? Like that's what makes me feel better, rather than sitting there and going, just this lot. Like that just makes me feel worse. So
we just don't want to talk sometimes. Like straight up, we just don't want to talk. So we're not going to.
I also feel that some of the notion that men don't talk about their feelings comes not from the guys not talking about the feelings, but the girls expecting them to be feeling things that they're not.
Yeah.
Why aren't I talking about my feelings? It's because the thing hasn't upset me. Like you might you clearly expect me to be upset, but I'm not. But because you expect it, then you think that I'm just not talking about my emotions. But it's like, I'm pretty unfazed by it.
And I think with that, like boys, it is okay for boys to cry, and boys do cry. I'm not trying to be like weird, but I haven't cried in a while. I don't find it effective. I just kind of want to get on and just do it and get on with the next bit. And that's not. Like I've had like very low times before, and I have cried in them, and I think you should be open about that. But at the same time, it's like, unless if it's a conversation like we're having now, it's just not relevant. And it's like, why do I want to bring that up when I'm just like, I'm decent? You know, it's all right. We're doing something. I just want to get on and do stuff rather than going over it, because that just rehashes it up.
When I was 14, 15, I used to cry a lot. To now, I'm just like, things just don't bother me as much anymore, because I've cried so much in the past about so many things that those things that made me cry, now I'm just expecting them to happen to me now, where it's just like, okay, Well, I'll just watch a film and we'll move on.
Move on.
Yeah,
Fine.
exactly.
it's-
I feel that's the same, man.
Can you guys tell or get the hints from text?
Yeah,
from a
okay.
girl.
They
Unless
initiate
it's like a
the
full
conversation.
It's a hard one.
If
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
exclusively through text, pretty much no. Like it's it depends.
Emotions are
It
hard
depends-
through text.
It depends, yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
what
just,
Billy said,
it's just
emotions
text.
are difficult.
I think for me the main thing that kind of signifies it is the subject and how you talk about. Like if you're on
Yeah.
about relationship or sex type of stuff, and they're being very jokey with you about it, then you can kind of tell. But you can't always.
Yeah.
It's
If it's-
also it's also relying completely if you're with them privately or in a group. If you're in a group of people and the girl's trying to like give you subtle hints, we won't notice them. There's no way.
Yeah.
But if you're
I don't
private
know,
and you're
yeah.
one-on-one talking, then it's easier to spot. But even then,
Yeah.
unless it's like Chris says, if it's a topic about like relationships, then it's usually pretty obvious anyway.
Yeah.
Just
Emojis.
conversation.
Emojis are good
Yeah,
They
emojis are
help.
good.
because you could
They help.
say "I like you" with a laughing face. Completely changes it. You're mugging me off. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But like you could
This
say
is the
"I
two
like you,"
parts.
laughing face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Winky
bit
emoji.
cheeky. I like you with just a winked face. Well,
Yeah, like that.
there you go. You know, it's hard to read emotion when it's just pure text.
I feel like you can tell when a girl cares about you because they'll actually like ask you and talk to you in ways where it's like, oh, you actually give a shit.
Yeah.
But in terms of whether
Yeah.
they're doing that because they're trying to come on to you or because they're just being friendly,
Interested.
it's very
Yeah.
difficult to tell over text.
It's nice to be asked if we're okay. Do you know what I mean? And not in like a
Yeah.
thingy way. If a girl just
Makes us
if
feel
girls
nice,
asking me
fun,
like,
appreciative.
"How you doing? You had a good day? Yeah. You okay then? Yeah, I'm not bad." Or then that can kind of open it up to be like, actually today it's been a bit of a thingy day, but it's all right. Don't matter. You know, if you really want us
Yeah.
to be quite open, then just ask
I
us.
hate this shit.
I'm not a fan of talk about it, but if you really want to like know, then just ask.
Do you prefer when a girl starts a conversation?
Yes,
what
I mean,
context?
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
as
Yeah.
long
Okay.
as long as it's not something about something bad.
Oh my god, one of my nails
Yeah,
clenched.
yeah.
Can you help?
It's like anyone, if someone pops up to you and that you've not expected them to, it's like, oh, because I think for me, it's a lot like I always feel like I pop up to people. I think like a lot of boys feel that, where it's like it's always me that makes the effort, or it's always me that thing, and then you almost feel like people forget about you, or if you didn't do that, no one would chat.
Yeah.
I tested
So I
that
think when
once.
someone does pop up and ask like, oh, how are you doing? Or hey, you're a bit like, oh, that's nice that they thought about me.
What is the cheesiest shut up line you have ever said to someone?
Oh, I
The
don't really give
cheesiest
chat
one.
lines.
Does it matter if
that's
they
the
work
thing.
or not? Does it matter if they
No,
work?
it doesn't.
Right, and then sweet, I've got a few.
It's time for you then, because most of them don't work.
I'll go one. So this would be like, imagine I'm chatting up you, Paola. So
Okay.
I'm gonna, this is to you. So,
Oi.
Tam, you look like the 21 letters of the alphabet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right,
It's
but
not.
like 20,
Oh, I'm
21.
sorry, my bad. How could I forget the URAQT?
That's 25 letters.
Yeah, that's still not enough.
Oh, sorry.
Because
You
you'll
can
get the D later.
Yeah, there you go.
Oi.
There you
Oh
go.
my
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
That is a good one.
I'm
I'm still
really sorry,
lonely.
but I'm gonna have to get off. It's been a pleasure.
Yay.
If you want, I'll do some more questions for you. Whatnot. Brilliant. It's been fun though.
On one
Okay,
private
perfect.
question
Bye
sesh.
bye.
See you later,
Bye.
Billy.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Sexual questions about sex and all that jazz. Why do you always think about sex?
Because we
We
watch
don't.
it.
We don't.
No, just move
There's a lot
on.
of
We
other
don't.
things going on in my head than
We
sex.
don't. Just next
Actually,
question.
it'll
We
be
don't.
great.
Do you guys worry about contraception?
Yes.
Yes.
If I'm not wearing a condom, then yes. If I am wearing one, not as much.
Okay.
So yes, you do. Owen.
Surely, if you're wearing a condom, it's because you've worried about contraception.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm really worried, okay?
Do you mean whether the girl has one or just is using it or?
I think
just in
actually that's a
general?
good point. Yeah, I'm more worried if she's not on like the pill or something.
Right.
and
I
she
have
doesn't
a question about this. Do you understand what contraception does to girls?
Yes.
Yes.
in a very basic sense. I do.
Not least because a few weeks ago, I think it was Beth went on a big rant explaining it in
Yeah,
great
we
detail.
talked about this. Yeah.
Contraception is. I don't like if girl. It's a complete choice if girls want to take the pill or not. I'm always going to use a condom regardless.
Done.
So
Or do you?
it's completely up to the girl.
Lights on or lights off?
On.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
That depends.
You
I've
can't
got
see what
fog
you're doing
lights
if you
on,
have the
that
lights
counts.
off. Don't mean like have the full ceiling lamp on it.
Yeah,
But, like
mood
mood
lighting.
lighting.
More than- yeah.
Mood
Lights-
lighting.
Like those little
lights
like fairy
complete-
lights or LED strips, like mood lighting.
Lights completely
That's
off is
about
just
it.
boring.
Because I'm
I
gonna have a
don't know
disco.
where- I don't
I'm
know
gonna
where
have a
the
disco ball.
concept of having it comes from.
What do you think about girls masturbating? Like on their own?
Fine. Guys do
Okay.
it, but why can't girls?
Yeah, they're allowed to. It's
They're allowed to.
up to them.
Unless they're Christian,
Thank
they're
you.
allowed to.
Yeah, you have my permission. No, I don't. I don't care. You can do what you
Oh,
want.
have permission from Zach.
Have you ever got mad because your partner didn't want to have sex with you?
No,
Yes.
I'm pure, so that's.
I'm pure. I'm a
Not
pure
like-
Christian boy.
Not like mad, and also there were a lot of surrounding factors, such as she had been hanging out an awful lot with a new guy in the days surrounding it, and then she would started out like refusing to do it, and that I got angry at that. But in general, no. Yeah, when everything was just normal and all that, it was like, nah, it's fine.
It's great
Because-
if we have
because
sex, but
Then again,
then
it never became a consistent thing. If it was like a consistent thing that she was just like no every time for like days or weeks or months on end, then I'd
Mhm.
get peeved off at it, because there's clearly something wrong that she's not telling you if you're doing that, and then it becomes less that I'd be annoyed that she's not having sex with me, and more that there's clearly something up that's making her say no, that she's just not telling me.
Do you mind if a girl is shaved or not?
Yes.
It
Well,
gets
not
to a
shaved,
point.
like
I don't mind
shaved.
a bit.
No,
of
no,
hair.
no. Be
Yeah.
honest
Right.
here.
Right. This is my thing. I don't mind if it's shaved or there's like a little bit. When you start to get to the Amazon rainforest, have a trim. Come on.
Yeah,
When you,
it's
start,
like
when you need to have a bush trimmer just to get in, you know, it just like no. Like,
We get it. We get it.
If a guy shaves and they want the girl to shave, then and they expect the girls to shave too, then that's fair. And it's the same the other way around. If the girl shaves and she expects the guy to shave, then that's fair too.
yeah.
I just think it's like it's just whatever your personal preference
But
is.
Zachary, do you do you care?
Well, me personally, I'm not
That's the
bothered.
question.
I am more comfortable going down on someone if they don't have hair there. But if they
100%.
have hair there, then that's cool. It's fine. Let them.
For me, it's like I don't expect them to be clean shaved. It's like if they're not clean shaved, I don't have a problem with it. But if it's long enough for me to run my fingers through as if it was head hair.
It's like you need to comb it, like a part. Like a
No,
comb
not like
over,
comb it,
and
but
not
if I
too
can
much.
run my fingers through it and it doesn't just feel like stubble or like
I can
or like
braid it.
a
as
short
there's an
beard.
issue.
I wouldn't expect her to if I didn't. Either way, like I don't really put preference into it. Just whatever.
Right, okay.
If you're like actually not comfortable with it, then that's
Not
it.
yet.
Why do you care about the size? Like, why the size matter to you? As in your size.
Oh, our side. Okay, I was gonna say I was like a girl's side.
Wait a minute, something fishy's going on.
Something
here.
like that.
For me, no,
don't know.
it doesn't.
I mean, I can honestly,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I give too much thought to it, but
A dick's a
No.
dick at the end of the day.
I think as long as you're
Exactly.
comfortable with it, it doesn't matter what size it is. I think as long as you yourself, because you're going to be the only person that sees it, I'm not going to whip it out and show all the guys in the chat like, yeah, rate my dick. You know, steady boys. Steady. That's part two. But it's
Oh
like,
yeah, part 2, yeah.
to myself, if I'm comfortable, then that's all that matters.
I feel like we give off the impression that we actually like care about it far more than
Yeah.
we actually do. It's like I find it's interesting to compare yourself to other guys and have something that's
Yeah,
you know,
comparison.
better than the match and stuff like
No, I
that. In
don't think
terms of like
it's-
how much we actually care,
Yeah.
then I don't really.
It's more of a banter thing between us.
yeah, banter.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
yeah.
Guys, don't worry, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the size, it just matters what you do with it. That's it.
Yeah, angle.
And that's what we talk about. We don't
Angles.
talk about size.
Angle, you know.
Oh, quick
Angles.
tip though. Quick tip for all the guys out there. If you do shave, it makes it look bigger. Okay. Quick
Yeah.
tip.
Right, I have a question, right? This question and then the last one, I promise. Do you guys mind or like or dislike if a girl calls you cute?
No, I like it.
That's pretty
I don't mind it.
complimentary.
I don't know. It tends to mean the
Yeah,
friend
no, I
zone.
like it.
I've never been called cute by a girl who actually wanted to sleep with me.
Good point.
To be fair, actually, that's a good point.
Quite a few people have called me cute, but the ones I've actually got with, they've always said other things.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, no, that yeah.
Sexy variety.
I
like,
prefer
yeah,
not
they've
to
said
be,
said
but I
other
don't
things.
mind it being called that. But I prefer not to be. But if you call me cute, it's like, oh, cheers.
Okay,
I
so
recognise-
cute means
Compliment.
friend zone then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
basically.
saying
Like, I
that to a
reckon-
girl, if you're
Nice
sweet,
to say
that's-
guaranteed.
I recognise that it's a good thing to be called, as in like if they calling you it, then they think you look good.
Yeah.
But it's not something that girls really say to guys they actually want to get with or find sexy.
Yeah.
In my experience, if they think those things about you, they'll tell you
Like
they'll tell you
handsome
look
or
good in
sexy
other
or whatnot.
ways.
So
Yeah, stuff like that. Like
Okay.
handsome would be a better alternative.
Okay, and then the last question. I'm really sad because the other questions are really interesting. But we can always do a part 2.
two.
Does body count matter to you on a girl?
It's more.
Ah,
for me, it's less.
not
It's less
really.
body count and more how often. If it's a high body count and quite often, that's a big turn off.
Sorry, what do you mean? What do you mean by body count?
I mean,
people
as
you've slept
how
with.
how many people she's slept with.
Oh.
Oh, Ronan, you're so innocent. I love you. No, for me, it's just very much like how much you talk about it and fly. If you go around saying, "Oh, I've slept with 15
That's
men,"
a
"Oh, look at me,"
Yeah.
"Oh, my body count's 50." It's
Yeah,
like,
if you brag about it,
I
that's
don't give a
negative.
shit what your body count is. Just
a
why
massive
is that?
thing.
What, like, having a high body count is not a personality trait. It's not like a good, like, it's not that it's not a good thing. It's just that no one cares, right? So if you've got a high body count, awesome.
Yeah, it's just
You do, yeah.
for
So
me.
what?
For
Right.
me, the fact of having a high body count isn't a turn off. But if they actively talk
Yeah.
about the people, like
Yeah.
how many people they've had sex with, how often they do it, stuff like that, then that really is partly, and it's partly a self-conscious thing. If you sleep with them, they're vocalizing how much they have to compare you against.
Okay, makes sense. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. I hope we can do a part 2, and thank you for being really honest.
100%
And don't
part two.
forget to give a like
Thank you for having us.
and subscribe.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
subscribe. Woo.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay guys, so this was everything for today's video. I had so many more questions to ask my friends and my guy friends and stuff, so please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you want them to have a part 2, because I think this is really interesting, and we haven't even talked about society questions, what they think like society says right now about girls and like attraction and what they like think that is attractive and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun. I absolutely love these guys to death, and yeah, I think that they're really honest about it, and it was so interesting, and I learned so much. I want to do another one like this with my girlfriends, so these guys are gonna send me questions to ask the girls. We're just gonna have another conversation with the girls, and hopefully we can have a part 2 very soon. I'll talk to them about it, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all of that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.